What's going on, guys? Certovich here, back with another video, and today we are playing the Surge due to a decent demand for or request for the achievement Bling-Bling, which is part of the Good, the Bad, and the Augmented DLC. Now this achievement requires you to get 16 Frontier Gear Vanity pieces, and then so you have to unlock them, and you then also have to craft them. All of them can be acquired obviously in the DLC, and I'm going to be showing you how to acquire them, not necessarily specifically through gameplay, but just the requirements to get them. Most of them are pretty straightforward, but there are a few of them that were kind of trickier to realize how to unlock them, I guess. But due to seeing my comments on the previous video requesting this achievement, or a video guide to the achievement, I will be doing it. So, to start off, like I said, there are 16 different pieces. 3 of them are leg pieces and 13 are heads. I will list them off now. First, we have the Duke leg gear, the Cap Horn headgear, the Conquistador headgear, the Duke headgear, the El Capitan headgear, the Shades of Black, the El Capitan leg gear, Going Native leg gear, the Dylan headgear, the Mousum headgear, the Mighty Hawk headgear, the Shades of Gold, the Smiling Luchador headgear, the Golden Dylan headgear, the Going Pharaoh headgear, and finally the Smirking Luchador headgear. So first thing you want to do is go to the Good, the Bad, and the Augmented DLC, which you can find very early in the really early in the game, pretty much right at the beginning. You can find the entrance. You want to come up to this terminal. Now, I can't remember exactly if these modifiers are all unlocked from the start. I don't think they are. I think you have to play through the episodes in order to end up unlocking all the modifiers. But as I'm on New Game Plus, I have all of these unlocked already, even though I'm at the beginning of the DLC. I don't have the episodes unlocked, but I do have all the modifiers unlocked. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure if you have to unlock them, but if I remember correctly, I believe you do. So all of these modifiers on the bottom left, if you do have to unlock them through playing through the episodes, go ahead and do that. Play through all the episodes and end up getting to unlock all the modifiers. That way you can just start off at the beginning with all the pieces, and you won't really get lost of which ones you still need to unlock. As you can see though, when you highlight over a modifier, as I am, in the bottom right, you can see a reward. So if I hit A to select this modifier, it's selected. You can go over here to the rewards, and there it is, the Duke leg gear. It'll show it right there. And as you can see, it has a check mark in the bottom right corner of the square of the item. That means I have already acquired it and I have created that piece of gear. So that's one way of knowing that you have, or what you already have and what you still need to get. You can see that checkbox right there. So I'm going to go ahead and start off listing from the same order that I listed before how to acquire each of these pieces. So as I just did, if you come here to the first modifier in the first row, Energy Dynamo, that is how you unlock the first leg piece here, the Duke leg gear. So basically you just have to activate this modifier, go into an episode, doesn't matter which episode, and you can, once you complete it, you should get that as a reward. The next one here, the Cap Horn headgear.
School, huh?
Alright, game wanted to interrupt me there. The Cap Horn headgear, we have to do the first modifier in the second row called Vintage. The next piece is the Conquistador headgear. Third row, first modifier, that's how you get that one. Next we have the Duke headgear, which is the fourth row, first modifier. Now, not all modifiers will reward you the vanity piece. They will all give you a reward. As you can see, the second modifier,
again, huh?
the second modifier in the first row rewards you with the Golden Infantry Rifle, which is actually part of the other achievement video that I did, which had the comments on it. So next up though, we are here in the second row, second modifier to unlock the El Capitan headgear. Next we have the third row, second modifier, gives us the Shades of Black. And next one we have is the third row, third modifier. Third row, third modifier, we have the El Capitan leg gear. The next one is fourth row, third modifier, Going Native leg gear. Next up we have first row, fourth modifier, so final modifier, which is usually, in case you didn't know, these stars on the modifiers are like the difficulty of them, or as they decided to rate them anyway. So as you move from the left to the right, the modifiers end up becoming harder. So these ones on the right, the 3-star ones, are the hardest modifiers. You can have all of them active at the same time.
Such a lazy bones after all.
One point to make is that you cannot have multiple modifiers in the same row active.
I call it symbiotic freeloading.
I'm actually going to see if I can turn down this. That way we don't get interrupted anymore. That'll probably be a good idea. Okay, good. I think we're good. But yeah, so you can't have multiple modifiers from the same row active. But you can have up to 4 modifiers active as long as they are all from a different row. Just as a point out. Alright, so we got the Dylan headgear here from the first row, 4th modifier. Next we have the Malsum headgear, which is from the 3rd row, 4th modifier. And lastly, from specific modifiers, we have 4th row, 4th modifier, we have the Mighty Hawk headgear. So that was only 11 of the modifiers, 11 of the vanity pieces that you can get. So as I was saying at the beginning of the video, some of them aren't really as straightforward. These ones are just have this modifier active and you get it. But there are some that aren't as straightforward. So the first one that I'm going to point out is the Shades of Gold, which you can get just from simply completing episode 9. You don't have to have any modifiers active. It is just the main reward from episode 9. Now, I think you do. I'm actually quite 99.9% sure that you have to complete all these episodes in order. As you can see, these are all grayed out, so I can't actually do these. I can only do episode 1 right now because I'm in New Game Plus, and I haven't played through all the episodes in this new game yet. So yeah, you'll have to play through all the episodes in order to get all the rewards eventually, with the final one from episode 9 being the Shades of Gold. The next one I'm going to point out is the Smiling Luchador head, which is actually shown here as a reward, but it's not necessarily straightforward as to how you get these rewards here. And in order to get these rewards in this column that I'm going through right now, you have to complete all of the modifiers in that row. You have to complete an episode with those modifiers active individually. So like I said, you can't have multiple modifiers from the same row active. So basically, in order to get this Smiling Luchador headgear, you have to complete an episode with Poltergeist active, then you have to complete another episode with Arms Race active, and you have to complete another episode with Cut and Go active, and finally another episode with Black and Belt active. It can be the same episode over and over again. You just have to do one episode with one of these modifiers active, and then once you complete an episode with all 4 of them active individually, you will unlock the Smiling Luchador headgear. The next one that I'm going to point out, you have to complete any episode with any 2 modifiers active. So as you can see, I activate this one and this one. We got the Golden Dylan reward here. Now it also shows all these other rewards because I'm on episode 9 for the Shades of Gold. The first modifier in the first row gets me the Duke leg gear. The Cap Horn headgear is from the first modifier in the second row. It's just, it can be any combination of any 2 modifiers, and as you can see, that Golden Dylan hat will appear from any 2 modifiers. So if you find any 2 easy ones, doesn't matter what difficulty they are, just any 2 modifiers active, you will get it. And the last 2 are actually pretty similar to that. It's just that you have to increasingly upgrade the amount of modifiers active. So the next one is the Going Pharaoh headgear, which you get from any 3 modifiers active at the same time, any episode. And then finally, any 4 modifiers active, any episode, you will finally get the Smirking Luchador headgear. That should be all of them down. That is 16 out of 16. I will also be showing off them. I don't really have any way of editing this video, so it might end up lengthening a little bit. But basically, that's how you get the achievement. You just have to unlock all of these pieces of headgear and leg gear from the ways I just showed. And then once you get that, you should have the achievement pop. But for anyone who's curious, I will be showing off all the pieces individually and how they look. So I will go in order of which they are in my inventory, and I will end up be quiet. I'll let you guys show this, but if you end up stopping here and you don't really care what they look like, you just wanted to come here for the achievement, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully it helped you out. I really just made it because it was requested. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have, because I haven't touched the game ever since I 100%ed it. Although I will say I've touched the second one for about 20 minutes, because if you ask me, the first game is so much better. It just feels so much better. Starting to get off topic, but anyway, hope you guys liked it. Hopefully you enjoy the fact that I put it out simply for you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.